if after this video my body gets found somewhere in the middle of the forest, you know why. Every time I film a video, it takes me around an hour or so to pick an outfit, and it's just funny because while being a digital nomad makes me carry around, 6 items of clothing in general, I still kind of try to look presentable. So please just don't judge me for appearing in front of you in the same clothes every time. So you see, I'm kind of in the mood for complaining today, and the topic of this video is going to be around the issues that non-natives face when they actually start using the language. I've studied English since I was around 6 years old, and as for the alphabet, I started learning it when I was around 2. So you see, I've been learning English for a while now, but at the same time, English is definitely not my native language. English is only my second language, and I've never been to a country where English is the official language. So you see, I'm definitely not a native speaker. At the same time, I've been exposed to English for quite some time. And especially in my childhood, it happened pretty intensively, because I was surrounded by the books and the toys in English that weren't meant for learning English, they were meant for children whose first language was English. That's why for a while I was surrounded by things that I had no idea how to use or how to read. It's kind of the immersive learning that people in the internet are talking about, and probably that's something that made me pretty chill when it came to actual learning English when I was at school. So I really don't remember it being overwhelming for me, like ever. And maybe that's because of the early exposure to English. I'm quite comfortable with using English now, even when I do make mistakes or misuse some of the words. And after reading quite a wide variety of literature in English, from relatively old British pieces to something more modern like Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird, the story of which takes place in the US and it features a lot of southern manner of speaking, you can see how different English can be. And while there are certain standards and rules, you can see how easily most of them can be bent. So here's when we come to the first thing that makes me mad, which is the fact that as a non-native speaker, you're being policed, especially by other non-natives, which is funny, regarding those standards and rules. I noticed a comment under one of my videos saying that the title of my video was incorrect. I couldn't sleep. I felt so desperate to figure out what the mistake actually was because I genuinely couldn't see it. I started to question my whole existence, only to realize after an hour or so that they were actually talking about the second form of the verb to learn. In British English, the second form of the verb to learn is learnt. However, it is quite commonly used in American English as learned, as a regular verb. I didn't make any mistake, but I was carefully policed by other people, probably learning the language as well, whether I'm bending the rules that they think they are to abide by. Just so you know, you listen here, this ain't no territory of yours, neither is it my territory, so maybe just chill. I don't insult language by bending its rules. Language is fine. It will outlive me and you. It will evolve and adjust as long as there are people who speak it, okay? Pointing at other people's mistakes is no use when you understand the idea that that person is trying to communicate to you. If you didn't, though, it's okay to double check. It's okay to ask. The only option where you really should pay attention to their grammar, to the choice of words, is when they actually ask you to check their grammar. There are different kinds of mistakes, and sure, there are those that matter more. But how do I tell if it is a serious mistake or if it is something that I shouldn't be even paying attention to? Oh, you do know. It's when you really don't understand the meaning behind the sentence. It's when you really don't understand the message. If you are sure that it's the other person's fault that you don't understand their message, yes, that's the case when it is okay to clarify and to ask. In other cases, be so kind to chill. Another thing that non-natives seem to be restricted from is the opportunity to create new words or abbreviations, like the creative type of interaction with the language. Of course, it's tied to the previous point of being under a careful watch whether you make any mistakes, but this can infuriate people even more if you feel free enough to juggle with words or sounds just to be playful when it comes to the language that is not your first one. Obviously, don't forget common sense. When you do invent a new word or introduce some new abbreviation, just explain it beforehand. Don't make other people guess. It's like a whole separate topic for a video, but being understandable and predictable is the ultimate form of respect, in my opinion. And you'd probably do the same thing in your native language. But overall, what I wanted to say here is that the freedom of expression is not and should not be limited by your native language. You shouldn't lose your agency when you switch to another language. Because as I already mentioned multiple times, language is a tool and you can use it in whatever way you like, as long as it does not hurt others. And grammar not seeing other people's mistakes often comes in a very toxic and hurtful form. So just think about it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so that my trying to pick up an outfit isn't in vain. Thanks a lot and enjoy your whatever, morning, evening, night. Bye bye.